second, and we'll get everything lined up for Facebook here in just a second. Starting things off again, welcome to Weather Overtime. Shouldn't have put the top down earlier, I guess. A little breezy out there for tonight. Rest of the evening should be pretty quiet if everything stays that way. Not seeing too much of any concerns again for now. Pardon me. And the potential for anything involving severe weather is pretty much down at this point. So just not picking up too much of anything for the time being. So again, so far so good where it comes to anything involving rainfall chances out there. So definitely some good news on that. So if you are just joining us, again, we are going to be talking about Weather Overtime coming up here in just a second. Want to get everything going for our Facebook users, and we will be ready to go here in just a little bit. Please remember that this weekend is Free Comic Book Day. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at that, we will see again hopefully a little bit of rain that won't interfere with getting out and giving some of your hard-earned cash to your favorite comic book store. The brick and mortar stores need our support, so definitely want to make certain that you are out there helping them out if at all possible, and pick up some free comic books while you're at it. That'll help out on there and maybe introduce you to a new type of science fiction or otherwise that you may not have seen before, so just something to think about there. Again, decently quiet for now and should continue that way. We're almost to the start, so stay tuned. We're going to repeat all of this for Facebook, so pardon my repetition, but here we go. And we are now live. It is Wednesday evening, and if you are just joining us, thank you very much for sticking around for tonight's edition of our exclusive video weather blog, Weather Overtime. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek. It is a beautiful evening. It's a little bit more humid, and there are a few spotty showers out there for tonight, so you might want to take the umbrella with you, especially into overnight, but otherwise not seeing a lot of problems for now. And severe weather chances, those are pretty much out the window for the time being. We'll take a look at the extended forecast coming up here in just a little bit. If you've never been here before, this is your opportunity to investigate more about what's going on with the weather. We're coming to you live from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, southeast United States, Western Hemisphere, North America, somewhere in the solar system and the Milky Way galaxy if the signals ever get out that far from various points. This is our opportunity to bring you more weather information on a more personal level. So if you'd like to ask questions or just say hello, again, drop those into the comments section. We'd love to hear from you. Doesn't matter where you're checking in from, and if we can't answer the question, we'll do our best to get you to where you can find the answer on everything. So stay tuned for that and a lot more. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, thanking our sponsor, Epicos Comics, Cards, and Games, for being our first sponsor here on News 12. Starting off with a quick extracurricular, our weather window picture of the day, courtesy of Soddy Daisy resident Danny Smith, a picture of his 22-pound albino blue catfish captured on April the 8th. And if you'd like to see him doing this or find out more tips and tricks about catfish hunting, all you have to do is go to his YouTube site, and that's available at Danny Went Fishing on YouTube. And thanks to everybody for sending in, again, some great pictures for our weather picture of the day. If you've got pictures, we'd love to see them. To go ahead and shop them off to us by email, pictures@wdef.com. You can also drop it to our social media pages in the comments section. And if you've got access to the web, you can send them to us at wdef.com/photos. Quiet downtown, nearly empty Tennessee Aquarium parking lot, a little bit of a leftover spider web hanging on the Chattanooga weather cam, and you can access these webcams from the Tennessee Aquarium at tnaqua.org if you'd like to take a look and see what's there. Overnight, we should be showing possibility of a few stray showers, but not really too much. It will be brisk in the morning. Temperatures will be back into the low to mid 50s. Could even be a few mid to high 40s out there. So that, again, could be a bit of an issue. Not the type of morning to make sure that you're walking to school in just shorts and a t-shirt. Definitely want to make sure that you are bundled up there. Again, for everything into the morning hours, that is where we could be looking at the chillier conditions coming up. So be prepared and head for that. And that wind out there tomorrow could be a bit of a problem as well. So again, definitely want to plan ahead for that. Let's see what else we got going on for tonight. Almanac page, what did we wind up with officially for rainfall? On Monday into Tuesday, we picked up over 1.5 inches. Today's rainfall amount was about a fifth of that, 36/100ths of an inch. Not as much as we got from the beginning of the week, but we'll take every drop that we can get considering where we are on the rainfall potential for right now. We are seeing a very large deficit. We are up to about 8 inches behind. Now we're down to about 7. So what we did pick up in rainfall did help us out a little bit, but we really need much more. We need over 7 inches just to get on top of where we should normally be at this time of the year. And that, again, may take a while to get to that number for the time being on there. So not really seeing too much rainfall coming our way in the next several days. Tomorrow, out and about, taking a round on the golf course. Be prepared for a little bit of breeze, but otherwise not looking bad. Should be, again, great day to get outdoors, hitting the ball, excuse me, around the course. And the winds could occasionally gust to about 15 miles per hour plus, but otherwise a beautiful day. Temperatures below normal in the low 70s, about a category below where we should be for this time of the year. So that, again, will be good for outdoor activities into the next couple of days. Overlooking Finley Stadium, and in the background, the lights of Erlanger Park. After the ball game tonight, who won between the hometown Lookouts and the visiting Birmingham Barons? Well, Rick Nyman will have more on sports coming up in just a little while on News 12 at 11 in about 1 hour and 7 minutes, 11 p.m. Eastern time, if you would like to check that out. Temperatures remain pleasant. It's a little cooler, but only by a little bit. We're back in the low 70s. The humidity levels have been up today, thanks in part to some of that moisture stuck around and behind that cold front. So it does feel a little bit more sultry, not by much, but it is noticeable, and those winds cooling things off north and northwest, pretty healthy at about 10 miles per hour or so. Air quality overall is good. We are not seeing a big problem with pollution. The wildfire smoke being swept away by our latest cold front. So air quality index in the last hour has dropped back to the green or good category. So some good news on that. Unfortunately, there is still a decent amount of pollen to talk about. So we do have some tree pollen out there, not as bad as last week when we had a lack of rain, high pressure stifling everything across the area. So mold spores are out of what we have here. And then we have, again, a little bit of tree pollen, but that's about all that we have to speak of. So it's much improved from last week, but there is still the potential of pollen out there, being springtime and everything. We do have some scattered showers and thunderstorms down toward I-20, and those are kind of paralleling down toward Birmingham, moving to the southeast. Eventually, if these hold together, we'll be crossing the Georgia-Alabama line in about the next couple of hours. Now back to the north and west of us, we do have just a little bit of some scattered showers showing up around middle Tennessee. It's not much, probably won't amount to too much of anything at all to begin with. The really heavy stuff, again, is way down toward the Gulf Coast, and so far that's where the severe weather chances from Texas to Mississippi remain, and over toward southwestern Texas as well. The storm system causing this has sunk down to the Gulf, so there's not that much left over for now. Just a few more severe thunderstorms out there. Some activity right around between Dallas and Houston. A couple of severe thunderstorm warnings there. Some pretty potent thunderstorms moving through the area, but no sign of any tornado warnings approaching 10 o'clock Eastern, so some good news on that. Temperatures right before the top of the hour. It's mild, it's pleasant, a little cooler in the higher elevations, high 50s to low 60s, and a few 70s showing up, Chattanooga down to the south around Alabama and parts of Georgia. So it is a quite pleasant evening. Numbers across the southeast United States, the really warm air pushing on down to the south and to the east. So there's not much of anything left over from the very warm conditions. And as an added bonus, over the next several days, does not appear to be a heat wave heading our direction. Remember, April is good for this month. This is the peak month for severe weather for this particular area of the country. We could easily, at this time of the year, be into the high 90s. We've set record highs like that before. It hasn't happened recently, but it can happen. So these temperatures that we're getting are rather on the nice side compared to what we could be, again, for this time of the year. So where are we when it comes to the storm system? From last night, it's way over toward the East Coast, New England, stirring up some showers from New Jersey up into Montreal. And then the curve of this latest leftover front, some showers on either side of that front, and then developing back to the south and west will be our next storm system coming on through. And this will give us the potential again of some more problems from Friday night into Saturday, and then another storm system coming in from the northwest. That will give us even more changes coming our direction toward next week. So not only cooler weather, not bad for April into May, but also more chances of rainfall, which is exactly what we need for this area of the country at this time of the year with this big deficit that we've got of rainfall. 40s and 50s for areas of northeastern Alabama. North central Georgia, you could have a few high 40s to low 50s, and then low to mid 50s into northwest Georgia for later on tonight. Western North Carolina, some 40s. This will be the cool spot. The highest elevations here will be much cooler than the River Valley and the plateau beneath it. Some of the plateau could make its way down into the 40s, but the River Valley should mainly be high 40s to lower 50s. Comfortable, but definitely a lot more brisk than what we've seen over the last couple of days. So please prepare for that as you get out and about, excuse me, into tomorrow morning. So numbers, again, looking very nice overall. Here's the other good news, and this is a very nice surprise from the NOAA Climate Prediction Center, which takes a look at a lot of factors regarding what's going on with the forecast. You can reach them by going to NOAA.gov. Current trends are showing, as we go into May, the possibility of an uptick in precipitation. It's not much, given what the key says. Again, just above normal expected potential rainfall out there, but that should be a very welcome sight considering what we've been through in the last several days. And the temperature forecast is showing a bit of a downturn, so early May we'll be getting numbers hopefully just right at to below normal. That's still pretty mild for this time of the year. That's not bad, but it's not a heat wave either, and we're not seeing anything in the way of big amounts of anything involving heat waves or very frosty temperatures. Now that'll be staying well back up to our north from what it looks like, again, for right now. So temperatures, if everything holds, should be on the good side. And also with the rainfall chances, we could really, again, use some help on that. And hopefully, again, that's what we're going to be looking for into the next several days. Here's what we're looking at. Apologies to the arachnophobes out there. The big blur you see on the screen, that's Sylvester the spider, who is doing a very good job of keeping mosquitoes and other flying insects away from us. Unfortunately, he does tend to take up a good portion of the entire screen. So welcome, Sylvester, and congratulate him on the good job that he's doing to keep our environment around Island Cove a little bit less populated by mosquitoes. The wind is stirring up some of Lake Chickamauga tonight, the Island Cove Marina and Resort camera. And again, all of our cameras available on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network page. That's at WDEF.com/weather. Numbers again for tonight, not totally terrible into the next couple of days. We've got International Jazz Day coming up tomorrow, last day of the month. And then Friday night into Saturday, that'll be our next chance of showers and thunderstorms. Free Comic Book Day, we'll talk more about that in just a little bit. We'll dip the temperatures into the mid to high 60s on Saturday, And then lows on Sunday could make their way into the lower 40s. So we are looking at some pretty chilly numbers coming up here. Warming up on the temperatures over the next several days into next week, going into the first full week of May, back to about the lower 80s. And that also will bring every once in a while a chance of showers and thunderstorms coming up. Again, it's not much, but we will be looking for some more chances of rain showers out there. Hopefully not enough to start causing problems for outdoor activities. I know a lot of schools are getting involved in field day out and about, getting rid of the testing, getting that done, and getting out and about to get the students and teachers a breath of fresh air for a little bit. So not bad overall in the temperatures. It could be a lot hotter, could be a lot cooler, but otherwise, again, things are looking very nice overall at this time. So definitely some good news on that one for right now. And that's pretty much the norm for the next several days if everything works at this point. So, again, some good news on that. Welcome to the show, everybody who is just tuning in. And if you are just tuning in, if you have questions, drop them into the comments section. We'd love to see what you're seeing. Or just give us a name and location, and we'd love to be able to see where everybody is checking in from. Our weather poll question of the day today went back to a little bit of Greek mythology. I hope I'm saying this correctly. I didn't look up the pronunciation. I know Bronte, but I believe it's Astrope. I took Latin as my foreign language credit in high school and college, so not Greek, so I'm not entirely sure. But the question being, Astrope and Bronte are in Greek mythology the governors of what, working with the god Zeus. What do they control? Snow and hail, lightning and thunder, or fog and clouds? And 68% of you got the information correct. They are actually the goddesses of lightning and thunder. So thanks to everybody for playing along. And again, if you'd like to take any of our other polls, please do so. Head to our website at wdef.com/vote now, and you've got all kinds of neat and interesting questions to take a look at there. All right, for our Weather 101 program, we had a great one yesterday on the radar. The one for earlier tonight was yesterday was about 7 o'clock in the evening. Tomorrow's topic is going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning, and there are others coming up early next week in the month of May. This is the National Weather Service's way of bringing weather education to the public. If you've wanted to know about weather and science topics, this is a great program. It's a webinar. You tune in at the prescribed time. You'll need something to listen to, speakers, headphones, something like that. If you want to ask questions, that's where you will have to have something like this so you can communicate by voice with the National Weather Service in Nashville. These topics wind through a various bit of information, even seismic activity. They cover the topics of tsunamis. That's very cool to take a look at on there. Now, this one coming up tomorrow morning, starting at 10 o'clock. If you have never been in a situation where river ice blocks the water along with debris, this can be a terrifying situation, and a flood in the middle of winter is absolutely one of the most miserable things that I have ever been able to witness and be a part of, just to see what goes on. The topic of river ice, how it forms, what it can do, that's going to be the topic coming up again at 10 o'clock tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this on a repeat channel. The topic will be river ice, so your opportunity to see a lot about just how terrible this situation can be, because when this ice starts backing up and blocking water, it diverts it in many different ways, and that can cause a lot of problems, even a lot of destruction, because that ice and that water working together, that is a lot of mass in motion, and that can cause damage, and it can be deadly. So a great opportunity to learn more about why river ice is a great topic. Tune in tomorrow, Thursday morning, at 10 o'clock Central Time. Again, this is Middle Tennessee, Nashville, National Weather Service, so Middle Tennessee on the Central Time Zone. So tune in at 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern, and you can find out a little bit more about what goes on with river ice there. If you'd like to help out in Citizen Science Month, tomorrow is the last day of Citizen Science Month for the year, and we've tried to bring you as many bits of information that we can in regards to how you can get involved with science. You don't have to have a PhD to discover more or to contribute to scientific studies. If you want to count meteors based on their radio echoes, you can do that. You can watch videos of people with Alzheimer's, their brains, the blood flows differently, and if you can spot what are called stalls in the brain, you can help research when it comes to Alzheimer's just by looking at videos and playing a game of Spot the Stall. That's very cool. Now, this is also neat. This was not listed on SciStarter.org's website, but it is very incredibly easy to get involved with this. We are drowning in plastic. We need a plastic treaty as soon as possible. Approximately 9% of plastic gets really actually recycled. A lot of what you hear from a lot of the companies out there is a little less than the truth. So unfortunately, we continue to produce, use, and then throw away a lot of the plastic. Now, the ocean cleanup, if you take a look at what is floating there, those gray and blue, what are called interceptors, plastic with air molecules in between the plastic molecules, stuff usually floats. And so when it goes downstream, it can go right out down the river and into the oceans. Assuming that everything is correct on the calculations, a dump truck's worth of plastic goes into the ocean every minute. And these guys at the ocean cleanup, these guys and gals are doing their best to help out. This that you're looking at, this video here, is the interceptors on the Motagua River. I believe that's Guatemala, if I'm not mistaken, and this is the worst plastic polluted river in the Western Hemisphere. All of that is milk jugs, soda jugs. You might catch a refrigerator in there someplace. A lot of other stuff in there, and that has to be pulled out of the river. And if you would like to help, download the Ocean Cleanup app, go to a local canal, stream, or river, find a bridge to stand on safely, safety first, safety always, and then collect information about what you see, the plastic pollution, count it as it goes downstream. And that information can help scientists and cleanup efforts like this group help to stop plastic pollution and to make certain that we are able to reduce it, remove it, and store it and recycle it somehow. That is something that is really cool to be able to think about doing. So please consider helping the ocean cleanup on this, your opportunity to help your planet and help scientists. It's a really great opportunity to find out, again, a lot more about what is going on out there. All right, don't forget, in the morning, it is going to be a little brisk out there. By afternoon, temperatures should recoup a little bit. Chip Chapman's got your complete forecast on the morning show and on News 12 at noon, so want to stay tuned again for that going on there. That, again, I think should do it for tonight. We've tried to stay on here for about 20 to 30 minutes, and we've been on for about 23 minutes at this point. It's very quiet tonight. It's not even as close to busy as to what we saw last night, so good news that we don't have any severe weather to worry about for this evening. So hopefully that continues quiet for the next several days, and we'll continue to monitor the situation from here. If you'd like to watch the repeat performance, it's again available at wdef.com/weather. I'd like to thank again our sponsor, Epicos Comics, Cards, and Games. Brand new sponsor. We've never had a sponsor here for Weather Overtime. Thank you very much, Epicos, for being a sponsor here. Don't forget, this is a good place to go to, along with many others, for free comic book day this Saturday. The first Saturday in May is free comic book day. You show up at your local comic book store. They'll have a ton of free merchandise, comics especially, where you can take some home, read, pass along to your kids, your grandkids to find out more. get them interested in reading comics. It's another type of literature. It's another type of telling stories. It's a good opportunity to support your local business. So again, if we don't use them, we're going to lose them. So if you'd like to head out, Epicos is a good place to go to, along again with many others out there. So please consider your local comic book store this Saturday, coming up on Free Comic Saturday. This Saturday coming up again this weekend. All right, that's it for tonight. Going to wrap things up, send you back to your local Wednesday stuff going on. Thanks a lot to everybody for joining us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We'll have more on News 12 at 11 tonight, and Chip's got your forecast coming up bright and early in the morning. Stick around for much more with News 12 on air and online, and thanks for joining us for Wednesday's Weather Over.